Hey guys, it's Natasha and Mr. Houseful. Yay, doesn't he look so handsome? That's my man. We are here with Conversations from the Soul. If you have been reading my blog, I've been given a Kia Soul in partnership with Kia Motors of America, and I'm supposed to do fun things in it. So we decided to do a video series called Conversations from the Soul, and the conversations are either funny or introspective or very serious. And the first one is up on the blog, but we decided to go live on the page today to share a little bit about marriage, because we have been attending a marriage conference this weekend and we're feeling kind of spicy. I guess that's what marriage conferences are supposed to do for you. If it doesn't, I don't know if you're going to the right marriage conferences. I'm just saying. Are you interviewing? You're interviewing?
No.
You're not interviewing?
No, you do it this time.
I'm gonna start with the interview questions. Do you love me?
Yes. Next question.
Do you always like me?
No. Next question.
Do I ever embarrass you?
Embarrass?
Yeah.
No. No. I think I've ever been embarrassed.
Never by the way that I've looked or something that I've said, or...
Never by the way you've ever looked. You fine as wine.
Am I now?
Oh my God.
Speak on it.
Listen here.
Speak on it.
Not embarrassed, no. I mean, there have been times I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that. But never like, oh my God.
I have to be seen with her in public.
You're right. That no, I've never felt that way.
When can you think of a moment that I made you proud?
Every day. Yeah, actually, so this will be different. So obviously, people who follow your page know that you've been doing a bit of traveling and meeting a lot of people. That's not actually what makes me proud. What makes me proud is when we'll have a conversation and you're frustrated by something, and in my head I'm thinking, this is not something to be frustrated about, right? And then I watch you come to the realization that, whether it's how to do a specific post, or how to get a point across, or how to convey a message, once it clicks and you get into full steam, that's sexy. Yeah, so that makes me proud. Oh, she getting it done. There's something about seeing you work. The frustrating part is when you're stuck. The sexy part and the awesome part is when I see you sort of work and you just sort of steamroll. I don't know if I answered the question. I just kept talking. Go ahead.
I think you try to butter me up.
No, seriously.
What about this blogging, social influencer journey has been the best for you? It's going to record.
Say it one more time.
What about this social media journey
Yes.
has been the best for you? Because I know when I first started out, you thought I just sat in front of a computer.
Man, that was terrible. I'm telling you. Yeah, you kept having to reassure me, but I was like, yeah, it was frustrating. It's been the best for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Seeing you realize your value. Seeing you realize your value has been, like I said, so it goes back to piggyback on the last answer, is what makes me feel good is when you realize I'm good at this. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You've always said it, and you stuck to it even when I was like, you always on to get off of faith. Why are you on the, get off, why are you doing, get, the, and you were like, oh, doing all this stuff, and you're doing all this traveling, it's costing me money. What are you, and you kept sticking to your good. It's going to work out, it's going to pay off. No, this is what I really want to do. And the thing that's best is that you realize, like, look, I am good at it. This is what you really want to do, and you're getting it done in spades. I think that's amazing. So that's what's been the best thing, that even though you said it right, the moment you realize it was true about this is that's been the best. It's like, oh, there's a certain confidence that comes with it. You can walk in confidence as opposed to trying to get to a spot.
Am I the same person that you met? How long has it been? 25 years?
It's been a long time.
25 years. We met each other when we were 24 years. Excuse me, 24 years.
that extra year. So I'm kind of trying to claim that.
We met each other when we were 14 years old.
That's right.
And there's still a little bit of a discrepancy about how we became boyfriend and girlfriend. I want to put that on video, and let you all know that if he ever gets you alone, he's going to tell you that I forced him to become my boyfriend.
And here's the thing.
That is not true.
People viewing.
That is not true.
Who know my wife.
That's not true. Not true. Somebody asserted that he was the king of my street. Remember,
it was true.
We were 14, so all of the lameness is forgivable right now.
I had game.
That he was the king of my street.
Yes.
And I simply said, you can't be a king
without
a queen.
And I was like, oh, she coming back on it. All right. And I'm prepared to get ready to plant the seed that would be the sort of entrance into a conversation about why don't you come so we can go together. And I didn't get that far. Because after that I asked her. I said simply, "Do you want to be, my queen?" And she was like, "I don't know." And I'm thinking, cool, we in this. Next Sunday when I come to church, I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't even get that far because after that, she writing me letters like, "We go together now. We're gonna have babies. Here's our new name."
Objection. Objection. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Auntie Michelle. She's on with us right now.
Auntie, yeah. Hey, Auntie.
I object. And the judge would say sustained, and you would have to
she was like, "You my boyfriend now. I'm gonna be writing you. I don't know your name. I can't pronounce it right, but that's cool." She laughed because it's true. She couldn't pronounce my name right.
For 2 weeks, I think I referred to him as Shamarius.
And again, let me tell you,
Shomarius.
I believe I had game, right? And I ran that game on my wife when we were kids. And in my running game, she startled me so bad with the rushing to this was gonna take 3 weeks. I'm planting seeds, all right? Game don't work that fast. Sometimes you gotta ease into it.
I knew what I wanted.
My wife decided at the time that said, "No more, you got it." And I didn't even ask her for a phone number. So for about 2 or 3 weeks,
we couldn't talk.
We had to wait till we got to church. And I think one Sunday she wasn't there, and it was like, that feel. It was terrible.
And now my daughters will not be able to date at 13 or 14. Because those feelings are way too strong for a little tiny body.
My tire iron ready.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough.
Passage. I feel bad. In advance, I feel bad for the dude, and I'm putting this on Facebook, so it'll be in perpetuity.
We will show any future suitors
So
this video.
perpetuity. That's the wrong word.
Perpetuity. You
That's a
just
terrible
felt
word.
like you felt like you.
Yeah, I was trying to sound intelligent. No, that's the wrong word. It will be in for posterity. Excuse me.
There you
That's
go.
the word I was looking for.
There you go.
So it'll be for posterity. I feel bad for you, young man. You are going to get you gonna have to earn it.
And
I'm
you think
telling
you might?
right now, you're gonna have to earn it.
You think you might be able to get in well with me, and that I'll be nice? That's not gonna work either. It's bad cop over here.
I feel bad for you, bro.
There's no good cop, bad cop. It's just gonna be bad cop, bad cop.
I ain't no hard feelings, but I ain't letting just anybody in my house.
If you want to date our daughter, just press through like Mr. Houseful did. Shamari pressed through. Cause
maybe a better man.
Because my mama and daddy put him through the ringer.
Had to earn it.
The ringer.
Hey, you earn it.
What is the best thing about car conversations? What do you like? What do you like about car conversations?
The sense of privacy, even if it's not private.
You mean when people see you in your window and
yeah, right. See, but there's an intimacy, right? We're sitting right next to each other. It's not like we're across the room or on the phone. There's something about face-to-face conversation, even though I can't literally look at you face-to-face while I'm focusing on the road.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's an intimacy about it.
And if you all see me looking down, it's not because I'm ignoring him. The the comments aren't coming up on here, so I'm reading them. I'm reading them on his spiffy phone that I talked about. His Google Pixel XL, the Google Pixel 2, that has a wonderful, wonderful portrait mode on the camera. So I just need two phones. And I believe that if your wife asks for something, you should do your best to give it to her. I'm pretty sure there's a scripture for that. I will find it and put it in the comments. Put it in the comments.
You'll take it to church.
Because, let's talk about the car. What do you like about driving Kias?
This car in particular, or Kias in general? I really enjoyed this Sorento. I thought that was an amazing car.
Yeah, the Soul is my car.
Yeah, so this is the perfect car for, what do you call it, fun size people. No, seriously. I mean, you fit in this car very well.
I do.
Yeah, she does. I'll admit it. I like it. It handles extremely well. I like using the Android Auto.
Yes, that is your favorite.
Yeah, I am an Android user, so it has. I think it has Apple as well. So, but I don't. Android Auto is really good. They made an update, so it's a little bit easier to use. It
pairs very well with the Waze now.
Yeah, it pairs very well with the Waze, and so that's pretty good. Yeah, I like the different bells and whistles. The sound system in here is really good. What else? It handles, like I already said, that it handles very well. It's really good on gas mileage.
And we're going to pause on that sound system because those are the same speakers that belt out the soundtrack of The Greatest Showman at home. Those are the Harman Kardon speakers.
That is true.
The bass on it is absolutely fantastic. It's also my plug here to tell you to go and download The Greatest Showman soundtrack. It is the best soundtrack that I've heard in a long time. And that's not a sponsored part of this video. My children are now very well versed in most of the songs. You have a favorite on there. Never Enough.
I do.
Yeah, it's Never Enough, and we like that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You like that
awesome.
one? Yeah. It's I don't know. It's cozy. We're in Decatur, Illinois right now, and that is about 2.5 hours south of Chicago, and it's a very sleepy town. And in the 24 years since I've been in the jurisdiction of our church, this is the first time that we've explored.
That's true.
This is the first time we've explored the city. Being fresh. Wait, being fresh where, Mandy? I'm trying to figure out where we've been fresh. I don't think we've been fresh on this video at all.
I will. I want to admit to anybody watching, I have no idea what my wife is talking about right now. Who are you talking?
I'm looking at the comments.
Oh, this is now.
But I think the comments are catching up to where we are. Because okay. And this is our 4th year coming to this particular marriage conference. Yeah. And it's just a fun way to fellowship with couples from our jurisdiction.
It's refreshing.
And while I know that everybody who follows this page isn't particularly religious, it's just nice to be in a room with like-minded individuals who want to strengthen their marriage. And even if you don't go to one that's religious-based, if you go to a marriage conference, or if there's one in your area, I would suggest that you go to one. Don't bring your children. Don't bring your kids. Don't even bring them and leave them in the hotel while you're at the conference, because that just ruins the entire... Kids are wonderful. They are a blessing from above.
God's gifts.
But there are just certain times where you need to be just by yourself. You don't need that type of, overhanging, where you got to worry about getting up and feeding people breakfast and all of that other stuff.
That's true.
Your turn with questions.
Okay. So this is going to be a real question. All right. So in the time that you've known me, right, I've gone from a pencil-thin wrestler, football player, track runner.
Yeah, who was skinnier than I was.
Skinnier than you were, to a hefty man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which version do you prefer?
This one.
In the public.
This one, because it is more cushion for the pushing. I happen to like my man with some meat on their bones. It's a lot of. I feel.
Let me turn this off.
I feel protected. I feel protected when he envelops me in a hug. When Shamari was a senior in high school.
What you about to say? What?
I don't know how to be nice about that. Our children saw a picture of us not a picture of us at prom. They saw him in his football uniform, and my daughter Penelope is a lot like I am. A lot like I am, and she saw the picture. She was like, "Ugh, what is wrong with you? Why do you look like that?"
It's brutally honest. I look good too.
I think the lowest you got down to was 128 pounds.
127 pounds. Okay.
127 pounds.
127 pounds.
Can you imagine all of this man stuffed into 127 pounds? That wasn't sexy. And it was only the work of God that allowed me to find him attractive at 127 pounds. Because this is the version of Shamari that I love. I will tell you, when we were in college, I took the train down to his school, and it was at a time where we were on a break. We were on a Ross Rachel break.
What does that mean?
You have to watch Friends. He didn't watch Friends.
I'm sorry.
We were on a Ross Rachel break. We had Nathaniel because we were doing stuff in college without proper protection. And this is also a PSA that you can get pregnant the first time that you do what you need to do in order to get pregnant. And I got off the train, and he looked fine. I think he had gotten to 180,
like 175.
It was, and he was wearing glasses. He had these rimless glasses. He had wide leg pants.
The cool people call them spectacles.
Oh, spectacles. He had wide leg jeans on. He had some black boots and a blue windbreaker. This was 17 years ago that I took this train ride.
And that description was vivid.
17 years ago, and I was mad as fire with him. But when I stepped off that train, my breath got caught in my throat.
Knees got weak.
Because he looked good.
Ooh.
He looked fantastic. So yeah, I like him. I like him with weight. I tried to get back down to the size that I was senior year. I wanted to get down, and he told me no because I would look like a bobblehead.
No.
And he said it just like that.
I will say this. Look, real men, and no offense out there, but real men, I think, prefer the woman you become, especially after childbirth. There's a certain thing that happens to women's bodies. They change, but they grow up. And you don't realize that until after the children come, that the body's different. I prefer your body as it is now versus when we were younger, and I wouldn't have said that when we were younger. It's not until you realize, like, oh, right? It's like, yeah, you're a grown woman. I prefer grown women. Well, you. I'm gonna rephrase. Sorry.
Grown woman.
Yeah, I prefer that. Yeah.
You prefer Tasha 2018.
Yes.
Yes.
100% of the time, if 24-year-old Tasha came in, I'm sorry, little girl, I gotta go see my wife.
Yeah, Michelle, I couldn't be a bobblehead friend. There would be a point in time where I'd be like, my head looks like it's about to snap off my neck. not good. Not good at all. Another question.
When you were younger, and you saw everybody at some point thinks about what their life will be when they turn 20 and 30 and 40, and so did you? Well, obviously the answer is probably going to be no, but I'll ask it anyway. Did you ever think that you would be where? Let me rephrase. Does yourself now? Can yourself now look back at the projection of yourself that you had when you were younger and see any similarities? I know it's convoluted, but I'm trying to get to where I wanted myself to be here and like that, and now here you are. Can you look back and go, well, it's not the same profession, but a little bit. Okay.
We're 2 kids short though, and I'm thankful for that. I need to pause the program and let you know that I am thankful for that. Right. I saw us with 6 children, a set of twins, so that came to light. I don't know if
that was you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is my fault.
7 years later, truth comes out.
I was supposed to be a pediatrician or an OB.
Okay.
And then I realized I really don't like people.
You don't like kids.
And I don't like children.
You don't like children.
I like my children until I don't. But I don't like having to deal with the because all kids aren't bad, obviously. I don't like having to deal with the unsavory qualities of other people's children, and because you can't say anything to other people's children, you can only give them the eye, and I have a
you got a mean eye.
Yeah, I do. It's my husband will catch me. Why are you looking at that person's child like that? Because they're looking at me. And it's always those kids that try your patience. They turn around in church and just
That's true.
And then you'll find me doing this.
That's true.
So I don't know. I'm not. I know that I'm happy.
Good.
I saw myself as being happy.
Good.
The happiness I had to take a different road to get there, but the destination is still where I saw myself.
Good.
I saw myself as a traveler.
Definitely do that.
And I'm doing a lot of that. I don't know. I didn't see myself as speaking though.
Okay.
I didn't see myself as a speaker, even though I like to speak, and I didn't mind getting up in front of audiences back in school. But I didn't see myself as a speaker, one that is requested, not one that has to, apply for the job. Where people actually request me to come and speak, and it's a good feeling. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Good.
Yeah. What else?
I think you asked me to ask you to.
You don't want to keep going? You don't feel like getting your Oprah on right now?
I don't have anything to make you cry. Let me think. I don't have anything to gut punch, hit you, and you know it.
Why do people always want to make people cry on video?
For JJ's.
She's catching up. Anitra, what are we talking? Wait, why are we talking about the JJ's?
What?
Why are we talking about the JJ's?
I mean, I like it, but what? What is going on? Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. Thank you for commenting.
She's catching up. She's catching up with where I think we're ahead of her.
Oh, okay.
And she's catching up with video, so she'll clarify, and then we can go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, what do you like most about being on the road with me? Because we do a lot of road tripping.
I can tell you what I like most about this trip.
Okay.
You didn't go to sleep. My wife is notorious for, look, I get it. We're on long trips, and at some point you get tired, and so, look, 2 hours in, you go, look, I stayed up as long as I can. There's a lull, especially in the passenger seat. You're not doing anything, and there's a lull, and you can put your head back and you doze off. My wife is notorious for, I get on the road, we get on the expressway, I turn to my right, and she's already pillow and cover, jacket, she's done. And so I appreciate that you actually stayed up for with the 3-hour trip.
3 hours.
You stayed up.
And actually, I stayed up since 5:45 yesterday morning.
Girl, you better talk
I got
about
up, and I got to drive the Stinger. You'll hear about that. I got to drive the Stinger yesterday. I also got to drive a BMW and floor it. We got to do hot laps around a course. And
okay. All right, that makes more sense. Thank you. What's her name? Anitra?
Thank
you, Anitra. I appreciate the clarification. I just saw for JJ's and I went, what? I got you. All right. Right on. Sure, a face full of a JJ every day is probably not what she would have wanted to do. You're absolutely right. I agree with you.
Yeah. I stayed up for a long time yesterday. It was actually quite nice to be in the car. Except when we went through the what is it? The wind thing farm.
You didn't like it? Well, that's not too bad on the 57.
It looks like an alien farm.
Yeah.
It's
not as bad as the one on 55.
No, that one's horrible.
Yeah, it sort of looks like in the middle of nowhere.
What do you dislike the most about road trips with me?
You going to sleep, punking out. I call it punking out. You punking out like 20 minutes in. But
I think that just shows how comfortable I am. How comfortable I am.
That's the one thing is I've gotten used to you going to sleep on me, so that's not the big deal. I'll put a podcast on, headphones on, listen to podcasts. But what I dislike the most is I do not like to stop
at all.
If we driving, let's get there. Right? So we can enjoy ourselves on the vacation or at the stop. Instead, it's like, they said 20 minutes that way is this thing. That's good news. You don't want to stop. Well, you won't ask me if we can go somewhere. You'll say, there's this thing over here. Pregnant pause, pregnant pause, pregnant pause. Yeah, they said there's this thing over here. And then I won't say anything. And then we'll drive past it. Oh, you just passed the exit. That I dislike the most.
That's why I be road tripping with my dad.
He'll stop. My
daddy stopped for me.
That's true.
My daddy likes to stop for those roadside attractions.
Yeah.
And he don't be caring how long it take us to get to wherever we going. He stops. But I think that's also a blessing of old age, because when he was younger, he didn't stop either. We didn't stop for nothing except to use the bathroom and gas up.
So we gotta get there.
That's
gotta
it.
go. Yeah.
What's been your favorite road trip to take with me?
Favorite.
Even if the kids were involved, because we got to bring them sometimes.
Favorite road trip. That's a good question. I don't know if I have a favorite. I have a favorite vacation we took.
What's that one?
I don't know if it's favorite. Oh, I guess it is favorite. Myrtle Beach. The kids loved it too.
Yes,
Myrtle
and that
Beach
was
amazing.
that was a 17-hour drive,
That was a long drive, and I handled it like a champ.
except for the last 2.5 hours,
Well, going.
and then
That's
coming back.
I worked all day,
And then came and drove.
we came home, and I drove for 15 hours, and my wife handled the last 2.
And it was my first time eating at a Waffle House.
It was 16 hours, so I drove the rest 14 hours, and
it was my first time eating at a Waffle House, and our children's first time eating at a Waffle House. He's eaten at them a couple times.
Yeah.
I've never been.
When we go to church conventions, there's always a Waffle House somewhere near, and we just.
Remember what I told you about my daddy when he was younger? Never stopping. We didn't stop at Waffle House.
No, it'd be like you get right up the street from the hotel. It'd be a Waffle House.
We had bologna sandwiches.
I just like to watch the lady work, especially when it's crowded.
We had
that grill.
We had bologna sandwiches that we took in the
Skills.
cooler, or my mama would fry chicken, and we get a loaf of bread, and we would go down, and in our cooler we would have fried chicken.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
So
I'm
we
like,
didn't
what
we didn't
y'all doing
stop.
on side
It
of
was
the
too
road?
many. It was too many of us to eat. It was 4 kids, 2 parents, kind of like us. But now, we like to treat our kids like.
Well, one thing I do try to do is Dairy Queen. I like
Dairy
Queen.
Queen. Dairy Queen is a.
I don't know why.
Is a road trip tradition.
I don't know why it
Dairy
started,
Queen.
but it was like, hey, let's get some dairy, and then it just every time we're on the road, we got to go somewhere far, and it's time to eat.
And if we're
Where's
taking
the Dairy
57
Queen?
South, Boomland is a tradition, and Boomland is a just a random store that you go into. They used to sell. No, they still do sell firecrackers, fireworks, and then all of the odd things that you can get from those little roadside places and all of that other stuff. We are losing light and don't want to keep you all long. But, I mean, I like these conversations from the soul. I hope that you all have been enjoying them. Our first one where Shamari interviewed Nathaniel is up on the blog now. And that's kind of hilarious because the first question right off the bat caught Nathaniel off guard, and his reaction is pretty priceless. We will be doing this with the little kids. I don't know how that's going to go, but it should be hilarious to have them asking questions and answering questions live without being able to edit them or control what they say. So I'm pretty sure someone is going to accuse us of beating them or what else? You remember that one time where you told me or threats, idle threats that we've made where we know
don't get on this camera and embarrass me.
Where we were joking and they put it out there. So DCFS will be at our door knocking it down. But it's been real, guys. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you all hanging out and chatting with us. And we will try to hit you up sometime later. Not this week. This week is over. It's Saturday. Next week. And,
What's that? You can see the windows fogged up.
Yeah.
People are like, they parked.
It's almost like we're making out in here, but
they parked in the back.
We're currently parked in the back of an Xfinity store so that we can steal their Wi-Fi, and all of our windows are fogged up, and it looks like we are in here having a makeout session. So maybe we should turn off the camera and just kind of make use of the fog that we have. Once again, thank you to Kia.
Oh, you nasty.
I try to be. It's the best way to be. But thank you to Kia for the use of the soul and for us being able to travel around to see friends and show off the soul. And we will see you on the flip side. Bye.